Incredible tempo. I mean, that's going to be the key is us getting our cleats in the ground and being ready to play. And then the second part of that is obviously really good across the board talent-wise at the skill positions and up front. Big athletic kids up front that can move people and guys that can do things after the catch. So it's a scary crew.
And they like to spread you out and then
They
run at you.
they do extremely wide splits, and I think they do a really good job of seeing the pictures that you're in. Whether or not you have more people in the box than they do, and the quarterback knows what to do with it. He's been so seasoned in this system. Even going back to Central Florida, he's running the same stuff, and he's really capable to dish this thing anywhere on the field.
Coach Levy seems to have adopted what he was learning at Baylor under Harp Riles. From a defensive perspective, what makes it so difficult to slow down that offensive scheme?
Because they're never wrong. If the quarterback's doing a good job, I don't know if those guys go home at 6 o'clock or what, because it's just put in the quarterback's hands. Because if he's got a favorable box to run it, they'll run it, and they should gain yardage. And if they don't, then they're going to throw one-on-ones all over the place. And so, we have to figure out how we're going to negotiate that.
How do you combat the ratios? Because essentially that's what you just said it is. It's favorable box one-on-ones. How do you combat that?
Yeah, and really, I think it's on me to dictate probably a little bit, with what we're presenting to them. And if we're loading it up in there, then we're going to have to win on the outside. And if we're not, then we're going to have to stop the run.
Does a lefty quarterback present any?
Strange, yeah, it's strange. Yeah, we don't have the capability of replicating that on the scout team. That's no, I don't know. It's been a long time since I can remember going against a lefty. It'll be a different deal. I don't know if it really changes anything though.
Much pressure is on your defense when the offense scores 10 points to get out, get some turnovers.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't. Yeah, we don't talk about it. We just do our performance, and we don't worry about really what's going on the other side. I don't want those guys looking at the video boards. I don't want those guys thinking about it. I just want those guys thinking about their execution, and so we're just hanging on to that.
You guys have been really good about creating turnovers through the first 3 games. How do you keep that going against the offense like this?
I think you got to play fast, and I think that one of the things these type of offenses do is they get you on your heels, and you don't play fast. They get you out of position. I can't tell you how many snaps, watching these guys, that all 11 guys on defense weren't aligned properly. I mean, you're going to have a hard time creating turnovers, making big hits, breaking on balls if you can't even get yourself where you need to be pre-snap. And so I think just getting in the line, getting your eyes where they belong, and then letting it go from there, playing as fast as we can.
Do you have any more updates on the status of Nate Matlock heading into holiday?
We're going to find out more today on Nate. It's better than what we thought it was going to be on Saturday a week ago. So hopeful there, and that'll be a game day deal though.
Obviously affects your substitution patterns. Are you still able to sneak some guys in?
That's
when they're going fast?
and we practice that. We've practiced that. I know it's a weird drill that our guys hate doing. We have certain situations where we will where our guys are taught to substitute. They can't do it on their own because they're never going to make it. You might be able to get on, but you're never going to get the other guy off. So we have a certain set of times when we coach our guys to substitute. We do that drill in fall camp 2 or 3 times. We'll do it again today, just to replicate when are the appropriate times that we have time to get people on and off.
Did it catch you at all by surprise that they went for it in that last 4th down?
I don't know if I would have had the stones to do that, but we knew they were a really good quarterback sneak team, so we were certainly prepared for that being the play if they were going to do anything. But we were definitely also very cognizant, especially since we had jumped a couple of times throughout the course of the game, of just making sure we were holding our water in there if they did want to hard count that thing. So yeah, we were ready to go. We just unfortunate that it. Got it by a foot and a half or so.
What was the issue with jumping there in the first half?
I don't really know. I thought they had some peculiar, snap counts, and some of our guys were talking about some movement stuff that they were seeing in the core. I didn't really. I can't confirm or deny that on tape, but it was loud for sure. So I don't know how the snap count could have been a thing, but. Guys were just amped up and ready to go. I don't know. That those are dumb things that have happened to us a couple weeks in a row that we gotta eliminate.
Now that Sean's no longer with the program, are you kind of rethinking that Sam linebacker, that you might use a guy like Josh Hayes a little more in there?
We've done that a little bit. The more that VJ Payne gets comfortable, and that was kind of obviously week one we were a little hamstrung without Josh, and then we did a good amount of it against Missouri, and we did a little bit of it last week too. And I think that package will continue to develop for sure because they're just, it's not anything that no knock against Khalid. I mean, he's got a certain set of skills. Playing man coverage is not one of those skills, at least not against wideouts. And so he's, that's something that we're pushing for each week more and more and getting better. But it really relies not on Josh because I think he'll handle that stuff. It relies on the other guys that we'll have to put in there, and VJ being one of those guys as a young guy that's just, he's a work in progress.
How dynamic and dangerous are OU's wide receivers?
Really good. I mean, Mims is. I'm sure he'll be in the Biletnikoff discussion and all that stuff. I mean, they're just, and it's a shame that some of those other guys don't get the publicity because they're good players. Those guys would be great players at a lot of places, and they kind of get overshadowed a little bit by him. And for that matter, the tight ends are good players, and the tight ends are dynamic catching the football. Not maybe as dangerous after the catch as those receivers, but they're certainly capable route runners and receivers.
Talk a little bit about Daniel Green's ability, how he's evolved as not just a run stopper, but also a pass defender now too.
Yeah, it's been that interception he made at the end of the first half was very instinctive. Did a great job putting his foot in the ground and recognizing what was happening to us route wise, and that was a big time play. And he was so gassed. I wish we could have turned that into some points, and or he could have pitched it to somebody else. I don't know, but it was he's evolved. He's continuing to become the total package.
How much high level of player are you getting from your corners that relieves any other areas that you can?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I think just the experience that Julius has and the experience that Echo Boyd will have, it brings a little level of comfort, to me, and because there's very few pictures that those guys haven't seen, and there's very little that those guys can't do in one-on-one settings. And I'll say this, that Omar Daniels and Jacob Parrish have really come along too. I mean, they've those guys are playing, and you're not seeing those guys as much on the stat sheet because it's just not showing up. But those guys are getting significant snaps, and they're doing a great job. And Jacob, as a true freshman, that's impressive.
With it being finishing as a one-possession game, how much do you grimace when you're watching the tape and see Drake Cheatham drop that pick six?
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't see that on game day. I was looking somewhere else, and I know he regrets it, and things like that happen. And in games like that, and we're going to be in games like that. Every play matters. Whether it's us losing contain on a rush, that matters. Us dropping a pick like that matters. It just amplifies every little minute thing, and that's what we're just trying to play each play and take those minute things and master them.